Hello and welcome to Watercooler for May 6th. May the 6th be with you. 2020, the show where I, Chris Loxamana, hang out with my Corolla Digital dudes, drink some brews, and kick it Philly style. With me today, Caelan Biehn's here.
What's going on?
Hey, buddies. Insomniac here. You can just say no. I don't know why you're. This is.
I'm waiting. I don't know. I have to wait to see if he chimes in.
I'm asking you. Every time I do that,
I'm waiting too. I'm just as curious as you are.
Every time I want an Insomniac update, I wait for Caelan to respond. Just looks at the screen and nods no.
Well, I'm waiting too. So I'm right there with you guys.
Gary Smith is here.
What's up?
Hey man, I was just messing with you.
I know.
Matt Fondiler, indoor Matt's here.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother. Champ is here.
Here, buddy.
Yeah,
it's
you.
And of course, Mike Dawson.
Hello.
Hello, hot to you too. Good day, mates.
Good day.
So got a lot of show for everybody today. But first, I just want to address something. I mean, there's been a lot of hubbub about how our trivia night went. And first off, I want to say thank you to everybody who came and joined the trivia meeting. I really appreciate everybody taking the time. We had people from all over the country join, and it's always weird having people that aren't us care about us.
I saw a friend of mine from high school that I legit have not seen in probably 15 or 20 years. And he was like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, oh, yeah, I forgot you listened to the show. That's fucking amazing.
I saw a former co-host of this show.
Oh, yeah. Nick Davis
right.
was there, too. So, as I said, I want to thank everybody that came. Now, the hubbub has been people are asking, something went wrong. Something did go wrong. We got Zoom bombed. Now, you've been seeing this happening all over the country, and it happened to us. We got Zoom bombed in the worst kind of way, and somebody hacked in, or not hacked in, but just shared stuff, and it was an unpleasurable experience, to say the very, very least. And,
it was, extremely disturbing.
So anybody who was there, obviously we had nothing to do with that. We apologize for what happened, though, because we put the thing together. But I will tell you this, that we do like the idea of the virtual hangout. It was so good seeing everybody. I know Dawson stuck around and was there till like past midnight.
Yeah, me and a few
people.
Me and a few people were hanging late. It was good.
That's right. So we like doing that. We are going to do that more because we're all still stuck at home. We want to hang out. We want to be with everybody, and we truly did have a good time meeting and seeing friends, old friends, new friends, and all that. So it will happen again with better security. So don't you fear, and we will keep you updated on when that happens.
Yes, and we do love our fans. And again,
I hate
like, Chris doesn't like you guys very much, but the rest of us love you guys, and we're all fucking community. And that was a goddamn assault, and we're sticking together, and we're going to make it happen next time. And it's going to be fucking perfect.
All right. And enough said about that. Chris, you suck on your AirPods to make them work better?
I sure do. So, Caelan, before the show, this is a tech talk. I have a couple tech talk stuff I want to get into. But Caelan is holding the, quote, Gen 1 AirPods that he has, and he's been using that connected to his laptop. As you can see, if you're watching the YouTube video, he's looking quite confused with them already.
So they're only coming out of one ear now.
You're like a Price is Right girl, where we're trying to show off the item. You're like, what's going on with this? I don't know.
It's not.
And you're kind of, you're really visually. Yeah. Oh, you're good at that, Caelan. I like that. So anyway,
This one's not working anymore.
Caelan's using his AirPods. They're not working. He's saying that our volume's low.
Quiet.
And this has happened to me too, where either an AirPod doesn't work or I lose all the low end. There's no bass in them or something like that. And I love the AirPods. They're so convenient. There still has yet to be it is Bluetooth, right, Gary?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's yet to be a Bluetooth set of earbuds that work with the iPhone as well as the AirPods. I mean, obviously it's the same technology. And when you take one out, the thing pauses. You can tap them. It's seamless. But yes, the low frequencies or the volume does get lower. And Caelan's asking, why is that? And I looked it up because that happened to me. And the only way that I found to clear it up is because some people have waxy ears. I have waxy ears myself. And what you want to do, Caelan, let me get mine.
Oh, he's going to demonstrate this? This is
I'm not actually going to do it, but
you do it.
But I do this a lot. See, I have the AirPod as well.
And it could be yours if the price is right.
Okay, so so you see, if you turn the AirPod, this is so bad for listeners, but if you turn the AirPod to the side, you'll see a like a horizontal vent.
Yeah.
That's the bass port, Caelan.
Oh.
And what you want to do is you want to put that in your mouth and suck.
I'm not going to do that.
Don't
You have
do
to,
it.
and you suck the earwax out. What I recommend is having a paper towel next to you, so when you do it, and you just spit. Don't let it get past the halfway point of your mouth, and just spit it out into the paper towel. Tech Talk, I told you. And your AirPods will be working good as new. What happens is there's a lot of buildup in there. You can look it up.
Caelan,
It's a thing.
Caelan, look at me.
What?
Look at me, Caelan.
Yes.
Don't do that.
It's very tempting because it is not working, and I want it to
do it,
work.
Look at me. Caelan,
do
look
it.
at me. Caelan, look at me. Listen to me. There's this thing. It's called a toothpick. They exist.
Not going to work. Toothpicks don't work.
Takes a little bits of time, if you have a waxy ear, but you take that toothpick, you go ahead and just work it around all the edges, all the little vents.
Okay,
and guess what, Caelan? You're not going to have to suck on earwax because that's the fucking most disgusting thing I've ever heard of.
On earwax. You're sucking on an AirPod
Sucking
that has some earwax buildup.
Yeah, no, that's Chris. That's ridiculous. Caelan,
It's not ridiculous.
also in the front bathroom of the building you're in, there is a bottle of rubbing alcohol and a bunch of little cotton swabs. Go ahead and soak one of those cotton swabs in rubbing alcohol, rub it all over the AirPod, and then take the toothpick. You will get an astonishing amount out. Maybe you won't get all of it out, like if you put it in your mouth and tried to suck it down your throat, but you'll get enough of it out that it'll sound better.
Caelan, look at me now. Look at me.
Okay.
Caelan, look at me.
No, don't look at him. Don't look at him. Put your hand.
Matt.
Put your hand on that part of the screen.
You look right at me. You look at me right now. Look at me. Do you think that I didn't try any of that? Do you think that I thought, okay, this says suck on my AirPod, I'm just going to do it? No, of course I tried everything to not suck on the AirPod. None of it worked. The only thing that worked was sucking on my AirPod. And that
look at me again. Look at me again.
Yeah, Caelan,
That's very convincing.
Take whatever advice you want, but I will tell you that if you go to an Apple store, like back in the day when Apple stores were open and you can go to them, if you want to try a set of AirPods, they break out an alcohol swab. So take that for what it's worth.
You want to, okay, you just want to suck the vents, Caelan. Suck the vents, get the wax out. You're good as new. There you go.
Now, Caelan, what Chris is not telling you, I heard through Chris's quarantine, is that Chris ended up in the ER because he swallowed his AirPod. They actually had to pump his stomach to get the AirPod out. And he's not going to admit to it, but
that is an
telling
urban
you what
legend.
I heard.
I've been hearing that too around, but that is a complete urban legend, Caelan. Look at me, I'm fine.
Here, I'll give you another
urban
legend.
Look at me.
Chris, if you hold up your AirPods once again, you guys will see who are watching that Chris's AirPods have a very distinctive case on them that, makes them look a little different than everyone else's.
It's a Pokeball.
I can tell you an urban legend of somebody who saw that and went, Chris, that's a great idea. And then went, Matt, order me one of those in the exact same color so it's confusing as possible.
No, that's very okay. So yeah, there is a story. We'll get back. Oh, well, anyway, that was what's on the menu was sucking in your AirPods. Right. So yes, on my AirPods, if like the regular AirPod case is white, but everyone at work has these things, so mine would easily get lost. So I bought a silicone casing that's bright red, and Mr. Corolla saw my casing and said, Matt, get me 5 of them. All different colors. I want to get them for my family and just have extras lying around. So Matt goes and orders all these different colors. But one of the colors is red. So Adam gets all of these cases delivered to him. And which one does he pick for his? The guy that also comes into the studio every single day and that sees me every single day. Adam picks red. Adam picks red.
Good guess, though.
And then so one day I accidentally grab his AirPods. And he gets mad at me. And just goes on a lecture and even goes on air telling me, I knew this was going to happen, Chris. You're not tuned in. Whereas I'm the one who got the case in the first place. You were the... Anyway, that is the awful
You
story.
should have known.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, insane. And I end up being wrong. I'm the one that's wrong. God.
Jesus.
Anyway, that's what's on the menu.
That's what's on.
God. We do have a shade today, which I'm really excited about.
Oh, yeah.
And Caelan, are you flicking anything?
I don't have a flick today.
Well, I could flick something today. and that is I watched the latest Star Wars movie. Now it is the week of May the 4th, and on Saturday, I thought I haven't seen the latest Star Wars movie yet, Rise of Skywalker.
Either
Or the
have I.
Skywalker. I haven't seen it yet, and I thought I want to watch it. I should watch it. It's a cultural. This whole series, this whole saga, is a cultural touchstone of
Yeah,
American society.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt right now, but you can't claim cultural phenomenon, say you have to watch it when you've waited this fucking long.
I'm wrong. No,
the
I was
movie
wrong.
And not in a theater.
It is
So
no.
you watched it because you finally got around to it. You didn't watch it because it's a cultural phenomenon.
I did.
Now you can
I
continue.
did.
You also didn't watch Tiger King, which is a cultural phenomenon.
I didn't.
He's
But
gonna
I,
watch
but I am
that 3
admitting
years
that they
from
are
now.
cultural
dude.
phenomenons.
You
I'm
are
just saying
on the
that I
fence
am.
of this cultural phenomenon thing.
By the way,
I'm just saying
One side of it.
there could be a cultural phenomenon, and I don't have to be in it every single time. But one time,
I agree with Chris. And by the way,
Well,
Chris
so
and
far
I-
you're 0
You're
for 2.
insane. You're
So far on
insane
both
for saying
cultural
that Star
phenomenons you
Wars-
brought up, you are 0 for 2.
You're insane for thinking that Star Wars is not a cultural phenomenon. I sound like a nerd,
I never
like
said
the nerdiest
that.
of nerds
I
right
never
now. But
said it's not. I'm saying you can't
insane to
claim
think
it.
that.
2 years later.
he's being more insane, Chris. He's claiming that you can't say it's a cultural phenomenon because you didn't watch it when it came out, which I disagree with. However,
I'm
Chris
not
and I were
saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying you cannot use that as your justification for finally watching it 2 years later. That's what I'm saying.
Sure
If
you
you're going to use cultural
more like 6
phenomenon
months.
as justification for watching the movie, then watch it during the cultural phenomenon.
cultural phenomenon has spanned 4 decades, Dawson.
I understand that, and it's now over.
But I can't say that it's a
No,
cultural
I have the
phenomenon. I
timeline.
can't say
I have
it.
the timeline. No, you can say that.
Then I did.
I'm saying in your reasoning to for watching the movie, it is not a strong argument.
Okay, let me
Caelan,
rephrase. Let
you
me
have to click
rephrase.
something every week.
Let me rephrase. I went to watch Star Wars, the cultural phenomenon, but not because it was that I decided to watch it.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Thank you.
Yeah,
Now-
very clear. Very clear.
Go on.
And so I
Counsel,
go
you
and,
may proceed.
Yeah, thank you.
and I rented this
So
movie.
much better.
There, I'm glad. I rented the movie and $5.99 rental. I went and I watched it. I hated it.
It's a cultural phenomenon,
It
right?
wasn't good. They really biffed that landing. I was not impressed. So I will say unflickable. It's obviously an unofficial rating, but I'm
Wow.
going to say unflickable. And what really made it worse is after the credits, what I like to do, I don't know if you guys like to do this, but I do what I call research on anything I watch. I like to read about what I just saw.
Wait, what do you call that?
Research. Yeah, I call it research. It's my
Weird.
own word.
Never
my
heard
own
that
word. And yeah,
Like you searched it before, but now you're gonna research it?
no,
I'm sorry.
no.
Can you
I
explain
know.
it to me? Because
No,
I
no,
just
it's not
don't
like I searched-
understand
I
the
know.
concept.
It's a terrible word, but it's already stuck in my vernacular, so I'm just
Okay.
gonna keep it.
All
But
right,
it's
that's
called
cool.
research. So after the
Cool.
movie ends, I do a thing called research. And what that is I go online and I read about all the production. I read about how well it's in the box office. I like to do that after every movie I watch, basically. And when I Googled the movie, the first thing I see is Rise of Skywalker, free on Disney Plus May 4th. And so I could have waited
A day.
2 more
For a
days,
movie
or
you
a
didn't
day,
like.
basically, a day.
Oh,
Watch
nice.
it.
It's free? I haven't seen it either. I'm watching that shit on Disney Plus
Yeah.
now. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you
watch on
go.
Disney Plus tonight. It is free, so that made me even more mad. But you know what? I decided I needed to spend money to watch this movie on my own accord and for no reason about being some
Yeah.
sort of cultural phenomenon.
Gary, I appreciate that you're going to watch it for the cultural phenomenon aspect of it.
Well, look, Dawson, as far as cultural phenomenons go, I would say that Chris and I are equally lined up, and I think that we're both doing it better because we both get to see Joe Exotic as Nick Cage for the first time, and I
That's
am
right.
very much looking forward to that.
I will not know.
But
what
you're not
happens.
going to have any basis for the
Yeah.
epic television thing that comes out.
Yeah, you should really look
I
at
really-
look at the
should watch
original
the
Joe
Tiger
Exotic
King before you-
first.
You guys really,
maybe you'll watch it afterwards. I don't know.
You guys are
That's-
really-
I understand. I like
the
that.
whole point here that you do not need any kind of a primer to watch Nick Cage act like an insane person. That's his whole career.
Sure. But if you watch Tiger King, you're going to be more apt to pay $7 to see it in a theater.
Oh, I'm not going to see it in a theater. I'll wait till 3 years later.
When it's no longer a cultural phenomenon.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how I do it.
Good job.
All right.
like your style.
I am
Chris.
curious to hear your thoughts, Gary. So maybe on the next water cooler, we'll hear what you thought. And if my rating, my unofficial Bean scale rating, is right.
I'm sure it is. I'm expecting to hate it. I mean, no one talked that positively about it. And then I saw just this week, I saw a Rotten Tomatoes, meter of all the different movies, and it basically lines it up with episode 1 and episode 9 were the only ones that have like bad Rotten Tomato scores. And that movie, episode 1, was dog shit.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm curious, when you brought up Nicolas Cage and in his career, is he on the same trajectory as Mickey Rourke, where it started strong?
No.
So he's still
Nick
going
Cage
strong,
has
you
been
think?
solid around, but he's
Nick-
Nick Cage is like a global phenomenon. Mickey
Yeah.
Rourke wishes he was Nicolas Cage.
No, but I'm
right.
saying like Mickey Rourke had a comeback. Do you think Nicolas Cage is going to have a comeback? Because I'll
You
be honest,
gotta
he hasn't
go
really
away.
been in much.
You
He
gotta
doesn't
go
need a
away.
comeback.
Have a
He's still
comeback.
going.
You think he doesn't
Yeah.
need you don't think he needs a comeback?
No, I don't
Look at
think
the
he
last.
needs
He
a
hasn't
comeback.
gone
Have you seen the
anywhere.
last 5 movies he's been in, Caelan?
Hey, he does whatever movie he wants to. That
He
doesn't
works.
mean that
No.
he needs that big of a comeback.
Right.
I agree.
He likes
that-
money. He wants to make some money off a movie. Fine, but he
As a
never went
matter of
anywhere. He's
fact-
still Nicolas Cage.
One of his most recent movies, it came out, I think, 2 years ago, was a remake of a horror movie called Mandy. And it was one of the batshit craziest movies I've ever seen.
Was it
and
good?
Nicolas Cage is fucking great in it. It's good.
Flickable?
It is very good. I think it's very flickable, but it is definitely not
I've
for
never seen it.
everybody.
Horror?
Not for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horror. If you want to see
Mandy.
Nicolas Cage covered in blood, screaming and then laughing and then crying, like all in the same take, it's just fucking gonzo. But that's what Nicolas
Yeah, I
Cage
don't know.
does.
I
That's
don't
why
know
we
if I
love
wanna
him.
see that, but we'll see.
I
It's
love
pretty
Nicolas
good.
Cage, but I think that if he does something amazing, which this movie or that one that's where he's starring as himself comes out to be incredible, then I would consider that a comeback. You wouldn't consider that a comeback?
He has had many comebacks though, Chris. Here's the crude representation I did.
Oh,
Mickey
we have a chart
Rourke
here.
fell off. Mickey Rourke got famous, fell off, had a brief comeback, and then fell off. Nicolas Cage has fallen off and come back a million times.
Hold that up to the
That's-
screen. This is our screenshot for the.
That's really great.
Yeah, if you're not watching this on YouTube, Gary has a visual graph, very professionally done and accurate,
Right. Gary
Of-
Jr.
of the
drew it just a
trajectory
few
of
minutes
the-
ago.
of the career trajectories of Mickey Rourke in comparison to Nicolas Cage. It's very scientific. So
Here's
maybe-
Nicolas Cage and Mandy, by the way. Come on.
Also, has anyone seen Port of Call, Bad Lieutenant? Another.
That's a fucking great movie as well.
Exactly, and that's recent. That's a recent-ish Nick Cage movie.
yeah.
Telling you.
All
He had
right.
another movie called I think it's called Mom and Dad, and it's another like horror comedy where for some reason parents are killing their own kids, and he plays the dad, and it's bizarre and fucking funny and weird, and
What do you mean for some reason?
yeah, there you go. Anyway,
All
Nicolas
right.
Cage. Never
So
left, Chris.
I
Never
guess
left.
Nicolas Cage is not a cultural phenomenon though, because none of us are really.
No,
trying to see
I don't know. I
his
think Nick
latest
Cage
movie.
is a cultural phenomenon.
Oh, but-
He
okay.
is.
Do you know 2 of the people in this?
I just don't think that, Chris, you can use that excuse to watch any of his movies.
Here we go again.
Fair enough. 2 of the 5 people in this chat have been to Nicolas Cage's future gravesite.
That's correct.
How about that, Chris?
I'm guessing it's Gary's
High
one of
five,
them.
Gary.
And Matt.
Where it can't just be in a regular cemetery,
No,
right?
it is not.
No.
Well, it's in a regular cemetery. It is not a regular grave site. It is a cemetery in New Orleans that is largely unremarkable, aside from the fact that Nick Cage's pyramid tomb is there.
It is a pyramid. Wow, I just Googled it. It's
We
pretty
went
cool.
there for a bachelor party of a friend of ours who we've
Randy.
mentioned many times on the show, Randy, who loves Nicolas Cage. And what was pretty shady, though, was unlike most cemeteries, this is one that had a cover charge. And if you wanted to take a look at Nicolas Cage's tomb, you had to pay I don't know, it was like $15
All right,
admission
guys,
or
so-
something.
Strippers band, or where Nick Cage is going to be buried when he dies.
No.
Yeah.
You mispronounced and.
Yeah, can't it be all the above?
And
Yeah.
so you guys went to this cemetery just to see Nick Cage's future gravesite.
That's right.
At a
That's
bachelor
correct.
party.
Then he is a cultural phenomenon. My bad. My bad.
And
How annoying was it when you guys were in line and they let all the hot chicks in first that just walked up while you guys had to stay?
well, again, just because we actually have a visual medium here,
Oh
we
my
decided
God.
that we did not want to pay the cover charge to get into the cemetery, and so Gary did our buddy a solid. You don't need the sound. I know I'm not
There's
sharing.
Randy.
The
I
scene
like
there.
this more.
And
Wait, pause it. Okay, go. Here we go. So we got Gary and Randy. Randy's
Randy's getting a
has his
cell phone in
phone
his hand.
he's looking back and he's obviously looking for a little boost. Okay, he sees it.
In this video, he goes, "It's beautiful.
Wow.
It's everything I hoped it could be."
How did you find that video that fast? That's disturbing.
That
I
was
have all my memories organized. Come on.
everybody needs to go to YouTube and watch that. It really is a great video. And
It's
man,
amazing.
what buds you guys are.
Memories, man.
Yeah, I love it. Also, Gary, since
Yo.
we did a little tech talk earlier with my AirBud tech.
AirPod, but you know.
AirPod.
who's being
AirBud is the
too
dog that plays basketball.
Airbud's the dog.
Correct. Matt, he plays more than basketball. There were several
That's
straight
true.
to video sequels.
Very
Yeah.
good boy.
But anyway, Gary, should I be getting a TikTok?
No.
You were born in what year?
I was born in '85, the end of '85.
That's a hard no.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm wrestling with it, and only because I think I'm at that point, and I've been worrying I've been getting to this point for probably the last decade or so, whereas I'm looking outside at the high school kids, I think they dress stupid, all their music is awful, and now I'm at the point where I don't understand this new tech that's coming out, like the way that I can't get Adam to put his computer on Do Not Disturb or something, or we're trying to get Adam to do all this tech stuff, and he doesn't get it. I figure if someone tells me something about TikTok and I don't get it, am I just as out of touch?
mm,
It worries me.
I think that there's a certain level of out of touch that you're supposed to be as you grow.
Yeah. Chris, first of all, I don't believe you when you say it worries you. I don't think you're worried about
Oh,
it.
I believe it.
I am worried about it. I don't like the idea of me becoming grumpy old man who doesn't know how to work his technology or anything like that. I'm
See,
sucking
here's
on my AirPods, Dawson.
You're insane. I love it.
TikTok is a cultural phenomenon, Chris, so you should not be participating.
That's why I want to join.
There you go.
Well, you should wait 2 years.
No, I don't even know what it is, but the advertisements that I see for it on Twitter, I just look at it and go, what? Why?
I will, because like every Instagram video, every meme now has that little TikTok logo next to it. Like they filmed it with TikTok, they did it on TikTok. Those are the videos that everybody's watching, and I'm missing out.
Yeah, but then you're also giving TikTok an insane amount of access to your phone, and TikTok is not exactly the most reputable company. Like,
Oh, really?
They're a Chinese company, and every Chinese company exists at the behest of the communist Chinese government.
So
correct.
they can do their research.
Yeah.
What I invented.
I got a
So-
buddy that works for TikTok.
You do?
He just pulls down videos that like go against their policy.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah,
That's
he
a-
hates
that
his
sounds
job.
like a horrible
He
job.
hates his job.
Jesus. Yeah, no, Chris. I mean, look, I get it. Feeling out of touch with the TikTok. I've thought about that. I'm
Yeah.
fine with it. Whenever you do finally get married, you will start to, hopefully. I mean, I did at least embrace the idea of getting older and being a little bit out of touch with certain things. I don't think that not having a TikTok account means that you're in danger of not knowing how to work your technology.
Well,
You
there was a
are
time,
very-
Gary. It happened probably a little over 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, where Adam is on air. you're on the show as well, on the Corolla show, and Adam asked you about 411. Why is 411 giving me this weird message? And Gare's response, rightfully so, was, why are you using 411?
It's a ridiculous question.
And I don't want to be that. I don't want to be the guy asking about 411 in my version.
I don't think that TikTok is that. I think TikTok is a fad. I don't think we look back at the next pandemic and people are still doing TikTok.
So we're all holding strong. No TikTok, unflickable at the moment.
For
Chris,
me, but Caelan is in a different age bracket. If Caelan got a TikTok, I don't think I'd judge him that much for it.
Not a chance.
Good.
personal growth is not related to apps.
Well, not,
You
it's
can
not,
still
it's
be a
not
better
apps, but
person and not get TikTok.
It's having your finger on the pulse of cultural phenomenons.
FOMO, YOLO, man.
Dude, maybe that's it. Maybe
There's a
I'm some
graph
bad-
of TikTok fucking
That's great.
And what is that? What is that? Just how important
Currently-
TikTok is to society?
It was
Currently,
cool.
we're
man.
about right there.
Yeah.
So it's still going to go up a little
Oh my,
bit.
yeah. Oh,
Just
it's
a
going
little.
up. I'm very
As long
jealous
as we're all
now.
locked inside, I think it's still going to go up and it's
So
still
I
going to be popular.
I should
But-
buy real quick and then sell in a couple days.
Correct.
No, I don't think you should. But what I'm saying is that you should not be too concerned with being left behind and asking about 411 in 3 years.
Okay. All right. So it's not an apt analogy or a simile or whatever. Okay, great. Now, speaking of flicking and not flicking, we have Indoor Matt in the house. Yes, everybody, give it up for Indoor Matt.
Yeah. What's up?
So we all know what happens when there's Indoor Matt and Caelan in the same Zoom chat, and that is Matt reaches behind him to that shelf of countless DVDs
It's not a shelf. It's a bookcase.
of a bookcase.
2 bookcases, in fact.
two bookcases of
Can't get
just
one.
a plethora of movies that Matt owns, and he reaches back, picks one randomly, and forces Caelan to flick it or recite a line from said movie. And today we have.
I don't think it's or. I think it's and.
Oh,
Night
yes.
Shyamalan, the Ding Dongs,
Yeah.
Signs.
Yes,
With
Signs,
Mel
yes.
Gibson, and in my opinion, a hilarious performance by Joaquin Phoenix.
You
as
know
the
what?
brother.
I'm actually going to go flickable on this movie.
Well, you
I
should.
will watch it when it's on TV. I'll just watch it. It's Joaquin Phoenix, Mel Gibson. The ending is rather funny. I'll give it a 6.6 out of 10. I didn't think it was that bad.
I think it was
66
great.
out of 10. Pretty good.
I got
That
a
scene-
funny story about that.
I've never
The scene-
seen this film, by the way, guys.
Oh man,
Really?
the scariest scene in a movie is in this movie.
Well,
One of the
it's
scariest
not,
scenes in
but-
cinema.
It's
Yes.
not, but
One of the most frightening.
no.
The birthday party.
Yeah, it's a little freaky, but it's not the scariest movie in cinema.
I lived.
Chris imitating it. It's Chris imitating it.
I lived in up in Toro Canyon in the Montecito area, up on this big hill in a very, very, very old house, like built in 1897, and lived there for about a year. And I watched Signs one night. It was a very lonely house, no neighbors within sight. And after I finished watching Signs, the power went out, and I went outside, and there was a layer of ocean fog that came in and started 20 feet from the house. It's just this wall of fog you could see for 20 feet and nothing else. And I had zero power, and I had just finished watching Signs.
Wow.
And I freaked the fuck out for about an hour.
Yep, that'll do
Yeah.
it.
I
Good
would
thing you didn't
too.
watch The Mist.
Oh, dude, that's a great movie. I
Ooh,
love The
that's
Mist.
a good
The Mist
one.
is great.
That movie's fucked up.
When a wall of
Yes, it
fog
is.
comes
But
at you.
Signs would scare me more than The Mist because they're alien monsters, whereas The Mist was like this ethereal mist. You don't know what the fuck it is.
Alien
Well,
monster.
But
Spoiler.
you saw
alert,
the
Dawson.
newer version of the Mist, Dawson. You definitely see what's in the Mist.
Okay, I haven't seen it. I'll check it
Oh,
out.
watch the new one. Hell
Okay.
yeah.
That one's awesome.
I really liked the old one. I thought it was very well done.
What's
Isn't
kind of
That's
cool
why they
about
redid it again.
what's cool about the new one is the Frank Darabont, the director, he wanted to release the movie in black and white, and the studio wouldn't let him do it. But when you watch the movie on your TV, I would suggest turning that contrast or whatever all the way down, and you can watch it in black and white, and it makes it extra creepy and extra cool. And that's the way the filmmaker wanted you to see the movie.
Interesting.
So I hear we have a quick Shay, but before we get into that, I have a little piece of audio I want to play you guys.
Quick.
If you don't mind. Well, whatever. Maybe that was wishful thinking on my part, but this piece of audio is quick. It might look. We've talked a lot about chunk nibbles, and you can use the code Woof Woof to get yourself a discount if you want. But this is a voicemail that my cousin got from a chunk nibbles customer, and I think it just illustrates the kind of customer service that you can expect. So this is quick. It's under a minute, but I just wanted to share this with you guys.
All right.
Hey, Brad. My name is Stacy Smith. You had left me a message, I'm not sure what day, regarding my order of chunk nibbles. You were like a little concerned about what it would look like when I got it. When I hadn't received it yet, so I'm just calling you now because I did just receive it. And believe me, it doesn't look as great probably, but I opened the package of it and it tastes just as good. A small family business does not need to replace the order just because it's not maybe as pretty as it should be, because the taste is still awesome. I think you guys are awesome, and thank you so much for the card and the call. Thank you so much. Bye.
Oh, she barked. Ooh, Stacy.
Nice.
So yeah, that was mostly about the bark because I just thought that was amazing. And I'm sorry it's a little quiet. That's as loud as the voicemail got. But Stacy Smith, shout out to you for being awesome. And yeah, just there you go.
And if you can't hear that message, just take your AirPod and in the horizontal vent, just suck out the earwax. Easy. But yeah, that was actually really, really nice, really touching, and it's so cool that you guys are supporting Chunk Nibbles. It's awesome. It's well deserved for them. They really are a great business, and it just shows the Bobo Boy Army's magnitude. Ooh. So thank you very much for doing all that. Now, we do have a Chez Fondiler, which I'm quite excited about. So why don't we get into it? And Gary, he's been waiting. He's been wanting to know.
Dying. I mean, Matt said before the episode that it was less than 45 minutes long, and I've been heartbroken ever since I heard that. But I guess we got to find out what's on the menu.
Well, we just passed a very important American holiday, Cinco de Drinko.
Yeah.
And
Cinco de Drinko.
During this quarantine, we were not able to go to a Mexican restaurant, which is what my wife makes us do every Cinco de Mayo. I personally think it's the absolute last day that you should be going to a Mexican restaurant. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's the day we're going for Mexican food. And it just so happens that there is an awesome Mexican restaurant not far from where we live called Margaritas. And they're one of those restaurants that is currently selling alcohol to go. So we were able to get a couple margaritas delivered to our home along with some delicious Mexican food. Now, I personally am not a big tequila drinker, and I partially blame Dawson for this because on, I think it was like my 23rd or 24th birthday, we were at Howl at the Moon. And Dawson made me do no less than like 15 tequila shots. At least that's what it felt like.
I remember that next morning. Oh my God.
It was,
yeah, that was when we used to do the shows at the Lovitz Club, and then we went to Howl at the Moon afterward, right?
Hey, Matt, can I interrupt real fast to ask a question that just hit me? I guess that you can just hope that a cop would be understanding, but we haven't suspended the open container laws, right? So if a cop pulled you over and wanted to be a cock about it, you could be coming home from margaritas with the margarita in your car, and then because it's not, they put it in a cup with a lid, I'm sure, but it's not
that's right.
a sealed container. Could you get a DUI from that if you ran into a cop having a bad day?
Probably. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Wow.
But that's the risk that you got to take, man.
Yeah, I don't think they've suspended the drinking and driving laws. So.
Yeah,
right.
Let me be clear. I'm not endorsing that someone drinks and drives. I'm just saying that we got margaritas.
Oh, that sounded exactly like what you were saying. Didn't you start this whole thing by saying, "Look, I'm encouraging everyone to drink and drive"?
That is absolutely incorrect.
Look, we all
They're
don't
Not
agree.
what's on the
Thanks.
menu.
Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy. Thanks for the
Wow.
explainer there.
We do not condone that. We may not all agree on it, but we don't condone it. So please.
That's okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, again, so this is prefaced with the thing that I'm not a big tequila drinker. I like the Cadillac margaritas, but I'm of the understanding that that's like the shit margarita that you're dumb to get. I don't know
They just throw what?
if
Some
other
Grand
people have
Marnier
heard
in it?
that. Exactly. They put the Grand Marnier on it, and I think that makes it delicious. But, pure tequila lovers, they say that, like, you would never want to go for the Cadillac. It's overpriced and not worth it. But that's what I like, Dawson. You're the big tequila drinker. Where do you stand on that?
I get lowest shelf tequila in just a regular margarita and an extra shot of it.
Wouldn't a pure tequila drinker probably call a margarita a dumb drink?
Probably.
That's a good point too. That's a very good point.
Well,
I'm with you,
I-
Matt. I like the Cadillac.
I don't.
I like it on the rocks.
I don't. Yeah, if I get a margarita, it's rocks, salt, with a sidecar of tequila.
Yeah. For me, I think margaritas are good, but I don't like the margarita mix as much. So I'd much rather have like a tequila rocks than a margarita. But if I do have a margarita, the spicy margarita is always nice.
See, I'm fine with just like the citrus, lime, just kind of the original flavor. I don't mind something like a strawberry margarita, but I'm just fine with your kind of regular sweet and sour margarita taste. Again, I'm not a big tequila drinker, so that's the only way I'm getting it down.
Oh, really? You don't like to see because of that night, huh?
Definitely is in the back of my mind.
It made me
mind.
You know what? That might have been the first night that I exposed you to my my bar survey, where I asked the bartender for a shot of the shittiest tequila they have back there.
That could very well be what it was.
I believe that's probably a piece of this.
Yeah. No, I can't say that I'm like totally turned off to tequila and margaritas. It's just going to be toward the bottom of what I want, especially if we're doing shots. It's going to be the absolute last last shot I would want to take.
Try the Paloma, Matt. It's great.
Yeah, I've had a Paloma before. I like those.
They're
when we were in
delicious.
Vegas not long ago, I had a Paloma, and it was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this doesn't go 45 minutes. I'll keep it moving. Food-wise, my wife got a tostada, which not my favorite, but to each their own. Where do you guys stand on the tostada? I think you need the tortilla.
What is the tostada?
It's a salad in a tortilla chip bowl.
No. That's bullshit. Fuck
That's
that.
a taco salad. A
Awesome.
tostada
Taco
is
salad.
a flat. It's a flat tortilla that's been fried,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
and then you put it's like an open-faced hard shell taco.
Yeah, okay.
You can kind of break off the sides of it as you're eating it or whatever.
Yeah, it's still a taco salad.
So Dawson, what is your go-to? Because I've been to a Mexican restaurant with you numerous times, and I believe what you get is a deep fried burrito. There's a name for it. I can't think of it, but
Chimichanga.
Oh yeah,
That's nice.
Chimichanga is the way to go. And then if you get that shit wet,
Yeah.
we are team
they put
moist.
sour cream on top of it. Oh,
I'll-
so good.
I'll even go controversial Mexican food here. I prefer a flauta over a taquito.
Dude, I agree.
Is a flour.
My new
tortilla.
go-to at salsa and beer is carnitas flautas.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Very good. Very, very good.
Well,
Caelan's
my
been
favorite-
very quiet, but I wonder
yeah,
just
he
because
has
he can't
been.
hear
He's
us.
leaned back.
Can you not hear us, Caelan?
I can. I just can't hear you very well. But I will say that where's the enchilada?
If he starts talking
love at?
about
Come
fucking
on.
St. Patrick's Day and Irish food, I'm gonna fucking
Wait,
flip my
what's
lid.
Kalen,
I said, where's the
came to
enchilada
strong.
love at? That's
Enchiladas,
go-to
very-
every time.
Enchilada is a very, very good choice. I love a good enchilada, and in my opinion, we've ignored easily the most pretentious, but also the most enjoyable Mexican food, which is the fajitas.
Well,
Pretentious just because of the setup and the
Just
and
because
the,
of
Yeah,
the
I like.
the fizzle as
display.
it comes into the everyone look at me. Oh my goodness, it's loud and it's sizzling and
I
Yeah.
understand that, but I like it. I like them to actually make my food for me. I don't
Why
want to
not
have
just
to
get a
make,
soft taco?
I don't have to make it when it gets to my plate. Like that's why I hate those cook your own steak places. And I'm still paying you to cook my own fucking food.
yeah.
well, I'll just bring this full circle by telling you what I got, which is my favorite thing, which is a steak fajita burrito. And so they do all of the pepper
you
and
get
the
all the
onions,
good.
but
There
they
you
wrap
go.
it up in the burrito for you. And because, as previously mentioned, we are Team Moist, I like a wet burrito, but I like it with the verde sauce. I don't want the red sauce on top. Give me that
Good
verde
choice.
sauce.
Interesting.
So what is really cool about the place that we go to is their burrito. When you get a burrito, you're really getting like two burritos. They're like two kind of half-size burrito. If you were to put them together, it would be like a Chipotle-sized burrito. But what it means is that you can have a burrito for dinner, and then like I did, the other burrito for lunch the next day.
Matt stepping all over
Rice and
Dawson's
beans.
territory.
Oh, goddamn. It was goddamn delicious. Delicioso. Muy delicioso.
I'm telling you, Matt, next time ask them if they can deep fry it.
All
Just
right.
go chimichanga style. Make that chimichanga style.
The
Challenge
only thing with
accepted.
Mexican food is because I was looking at a Mexican food menu the other day, and I'm thinking, what do I want from here? And a lot of the places, at least out here in California, is they give you the kind of meat you want. You just pick the meat, and then you pick the vessel. You want it in a tostada, in a pupusa, in a taco, and then you're just trying to pick. But they're all pretty much the same ingredients, just given to you in a different manner.
Yeah.
So
You have a problem with that? Or?
it looks like it's a lot of variety, but it's not.
Yeah.
Well, I think the variety you find is in amongst different restaurants where everyone's got their proprietarily spiced beef. So their tacos and burritos taste different than.
Yeah.
So there is a shitload of variety, but yes, there is an element of pick your shape.
And what is the difference between a steak fajita burrito and a steak burrito?
The peppers and the onions.
The
If you
grilled
just get a
peppers and onions?
burrito, traditionally they would probably just put rice and beans, cheese, stuff like that in there. But if you're getting a fajita burrito, what you're asking for is all of those grilled vegetables that would be sizzling on the fajita tray to also be put into it. I think they put mushrooms and
We got to come up with
in there too.
We're missing something here. It should be called the fajito or something. Like we got to combine.
That's good.
There's got to be something.
Fajito.
The burrito.
Or the steak burrito.
That just sounds like a female burrito, but
Yeah, it does.
To be fair, fajito sounds like a male fajito.
fair enough.
And that is
Oh yeah, that's what's on the menu. Sorry, I got
the
caught up there.
Spanish language.
I'm like,
Chris
why is
just
no one
wound up.
talking?
I wanted to do that so many times. I had no idea that was an option.
No, we cannot do that. I didn't do
Chris,
it. I didn't.
Chris has just changed my world.
Caelan, you gotta
Yeah.
suck on that AirPod and just let me know
Oh.
if it changes.
I'm not doing that.
You're not gonna try it
It's
ever?
not like you have to
No.
swallow the shit.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Worst
God
things
damn
have
it.
been in your mouth.
Yes.
There's alcohol
Ringo's
pads
fucking
right in the
tongue
bathroom.
has been in your
Why
mouth.
would
Come on.
I can't
Just
hear
Do
you.
it. Just
All right.
fucking do it.
Dawson just
Alright.
wants to see him do it.
You
I'm
don't
sure
I
have,
Chris
mean,
does too.
thinking about it, you could easily, I don't know.
you don't have to. It's okay. All right. Well, I think we'll get some plugs in, and don't forget we are doing a special second episode every week with Show and Tell. So make sure to tune in. We'll release that on Friday. But let's get our plugs in. Let's start off with Caelan. If you can hear me, I want to get you first before your earbuds die, or before you stop hearing us. Your AirPods, sorry, earbuds.
Don't worry about me. I'm all good.
Yeah. Okay. Matt, what about you? What can we do for you?
Well, I've mentioned before that I work for a true crime show. It's called Sword and Scale, and my latest episode that I wrote and researched and helped put together is out now. It's number 161, and it is a very crazy case that was up in Canada that I feel like nobody in the U.S. really ever heard about. Has to do with a guy who was like heir to an aviation throne, and he had everything you could possibly want. And when things didn't go his way, he would murder them. And it's a really, really crazy story. And again, I've mentioned before, I just spent so much time researching it and interviewing people and putting it all together. So I'm really proud of it. Number 161, Sword and Scale. Also follow me on Twitter, Matt Fondiler. Thank you.
Yes, do that. And Uncle Patch, what's up with you?
Yeah, Chunk Nibbles code Woof Woof. Reasonable Doubt every Saturday on podcast and on Adam Carolla's YouTube channel. And Daves of Thunder is back, and it also has its own YouTube channel. And this particular most recent episode, number 119, we we had a lot of visual aids, if you will. So I would encourage you to go find that YouTube channel, subscribe, and watch.
Yeah, I also encourage you. It's a brand new YouTube channel, so in order for us to get all the features that we want, we have to have a certain number of subscribers. And so if anybody who has YouTube here could sign in and subscribe to a channel, please do so, and do it for the Days of Thunder one. You can just Google it or follow us on social. We've been tweeting out the link as well. All right, and we have 2 episodes up already from the return of 2020. All right, Dawson, what's up with you?
Sup. Follow me at Los Angeles and call your mother and tell her you love her.
Very good advice.
I love that. That is great advice. Mother's Day is this Sunday, so make sure Mom knows how much you care. All right, and as for me, as everything that they plug, Sword and Scale, Days of Thunder, Chunk Nibbles. Don't worry about Caelan. Call your mom. I agree and back that as well. We'll see you Friday for Show and Tell, and we can't wait. Bye-bye. I love you. Those AirPods. Wait, hold on. I'm still recording. Don't say anything.